Hello. Today I want to do some sketches for the fourth suite for Do organ, the little nice organ which you can build in workshops. I got the idea yesterday when I was out hiking that every movement in this fourth suite should start with a different interval, and it should be one step more for every movement. So, sadly this piano is not very well tuned, but it's like it is. So the first suite can start with just a second, one step. That's the upward version. Downward it should be, but it could maybe also be with the alteration half step, or so, and the second movement shall start with, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth, and the seventh piece with an octave. And of course all these can have their downward version. Maybe with C sharp, because that note is not on the Do organ. So there it would be to D and the seventh piece. So there I put some framework, some for the musical themes of every movement. And what to do with this now? That's the interesting thing. So I want to do this quite spontaneously. So now I will have the beginning of every piece here in 7 different lines. I think I want every piece to start with the note C. I could start with other notes and then have the interval, the different intervals, but maybe I will change that later. But for now it could be interesting to be a bit hard to myself, make it a bit difficult. Why is it difficult? Well, I always want variation. So it's a bit difficult for me to have 7 movements starting with the same note. That's why it's difficult. So, and it's good to make it difficult. So, yeah, that could be. So now to decide how long these notes are. I think it's slow tempo, lento, and it's 3/4 meter. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the starting point for this. I will not do any more on the first now. I go on to the second, which will start with. Okay, so you know, this is very usual that you want to fill in the gap. And that could be very, you feel like very predictable. So, but what to do? Yeah, it should be like that. So maybe that's 4/4. Well, that is the very simple solution to how to continue. But maybe that's too simple. I want to use that, but I think there should be something in between. Right. You know, this is sketches. I can elaborate a lot on this later. I think the last bar should be. And there is the question: should there come a surprise already there or later? Maybe this last F, which is a surprise. Yeah, great. And of course I can have the minor version. Yeah, that's a great variation for later. But now on to the third movement. So Now it should start with a fourth. And the thing is, it's very normal to have this as an upbeat. Well, but I think in these pieces I want to have also that limit that you start every piece on downbeat. Well, here you immediately have the feeling that you want to continue higher up. Yeah, later you want to fill in the gap as well. But not now. And immediately I think, well, I recognize this, but that's silly thoughts. You should not think too much about if you recognize it. That's a thing to consider a bit later when you have developed the material more. So I cannot immediately feel what meter this is in, but I think I want this as half notes. Maybe the beat is in halves. It's steady. Now I want to have something to add to it, so it's not all these C major notes. Yeah, there comes the surprise with a D sharp. Yeah, I turn back to the E and go down to B, which of course I which I often normally in Swedish calls H, of course, because my name is Hagstedt, but in English I'm Bugstedt. B. No, don't call me that. The thing is, I want to have this fourth downwards as well. So there it is, and I leave it there. We'll continue that later. Now it's the fourth movement with a fifth. And I want to tell you, I had no specific ideas about this before, so this is just now in the moment, this moment, and therefore I don't want to break this this take. I want this to be one whole video take. Well, here it's so easy to get into cliches with this. I want to do something very surprising here. Yeah. That sounds very, very strange, but if you can have strange notes if you do the right things afterwards. It's a bit more complicated. Since 3/4 is more like a triplet, but with 3 notes in 2. But I want to keep this simple, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I would say it's 3/8. That's also a bit more complicated, but this piece can maybe be a bit more difficult. Here is a variation on the 5th jump immediately with a 6th. I think I go down to the 5th from A flat to F and down to E flat, so there is still the 5th to hold it more together. Yeah. The thing is, with all these jumps, it feels a bit whimsical, so I need to calm down with smaller intervals. Something like that. That could be changed later, of course. I don't do any more on that. I go on to the 5th movement, which shall start with the 6th. Well, there is the need all again to fill the gap. Yeah, that's nice. Well, what to continue after that? That could be a it's a bit tricky. Because the normal way is to start next with another note. No. That's not nice. I can take the D note again, or I can have a C sharp. But no. No. There is maybe something. Is that good together? Something is missing here, but I will write that down, because in this sketching stage you shall not be too judgmental. You just try many things. I will come back to that. Now the sixth, it should start with a seventh. And the question here is, shall it be major or minor? I suppose is normal. I think now I want to surprise with have the notes together. So that's something. Well, the piano is out of tune, but yeah. So I keep the C note, C note, and what's the, yeah, now I come up with the idea. I in the fifth I need, of course, the downward sixth as well. Sure. Yeah, I think that's something like that. We'll continue. However, in the sixth movement, that is part of a B7 chord. Then it could lead to no, I'm totally out. Oh, this is bad. Of course, to E, and instead of that, I can let it go to C sharp minor. So then it's or with yeah. So it's a bit shocking with this tight interval from this very open to this, but I like that kind of contrast. And now the seventh movement, which starts with an octave, and that's very sort of nothing, but I like the treatment with this augmented fourth or diminished fifth. So I have the pure interval of the octave and this yeah, what you want to call it. Filled with tension, is it? No, it's too early to the downward octave. Sounds a bit like cliches once again, but sometimes you need to work with that, start with that and see what you can do about it later. I think yes. I just try to, as I said before, calm down. It's maybe not the best word for it, but you know, tight it up instead of this widespread intervals, and the repetition, which could be sort of surprise here because I not used that so much, or not at all. So this was this part of the work with this fourth suite for the door organ, and we will see next time what I do with this.